Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday night. Welcome to The Way We See It right here on the FFN Network. As probably a lot of you do know, ladies and gentlemen, that there is a lot going on right now, and a lot of our show is going to talk about tonight as much as we can and as much information as that we retained to send to you, which hopefully is different from the regular stuff you listen to on the news. Israel's at war with Hamas. With that being said, let me bring in the boys and Mr. D. How are you, Mr. D? Can you hear me okay, Mr. D?
Let me do this again. I have my mute button on. I'm going to start from all over. Ta-da! I'm
There
here,
he
bro.
is.
Let's
There
go,
he
man.
is.
Let's go. Bring the other guys in.
And you want and let's bring in Donald. Hey, Donnie. How are you, buddy? And
Oops, sorry. I was mic'd. I
that's all
muted.
right.
Sorry.
That's all right. And
You
ladies
got a
and
big one.
gentlemen, the one and only. We can't keep him off this show, ladies and gentlemen. He catch fights at the door. He kicks the door down. He says, "I'm coming on the show." You know what I mean? We say, Mr. B, you know what I mean? You're a little bit, too intelligent for us here on the FFN network in the way we see it. But, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I won't up being him up anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. B.
Hi, folks. It's your old friend, Mr. B here. And I came out here, I was thinking I was going to be somber as hell, but because of all what's going on. But you know what? Those Chevy-headed motherfuckers are not going to take it out of me. I'm going to be happy as I possibly can to keep the spirits up for the people who deserve it over in Israel and all of the people that I know that are related to them, my business connections, my former friends that I haven't seen in years or whatever else, people that I've worked with all my life. We are standing with you. And here it is, the way we see it, and you're going to see it tonight.
Oh, now I know why Mr. B's wife made him go in another room.
It's
Holy smokes, Donnie.
What's up?
Well, Donnie,
Why
leave
can
that
you
kid
not see
alone.
me?
Leave that kid alone.
Blaze. We've talked about that. That's not funny.
It is.
I'm telling you, that's not funny.
Turn your camera more.
What are you
Donnie.
doing, fiddler on the roof?
There
No,
we
No,
go.
I'm sitting
There we
outside on
go.
my truck.
He's on the truck.
partly
So,
cloudy.
look, let's get right to it. You know what I mean? Israel, Hamas. I mean, one day you walk in the streets of Israel and they're a free society like us and a lot of other countries. And I mean, Israel like lives like us. You know what I mean? They got T-Mobile cell phones and all kinds of shit and Burger King and you know what I'm saying? And you just picture yourself, walking and going to the mall or you're in one of your favorite restaurants or whatever, and here comes fucking 15 to 20 fucking missiles just going everywhere, all over the place. Tell me, fellas. People sit there and say, our own Americans, oh, we hate this country. This country's racist. This country's this. This country's that. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. Okay, you better thank the good Lord that we don't have them problems of just another country, another border. Just picture Mexico just saying screw it one day and just start lobbying rockets all over the country. I mean that's insane.
Uh, I don't mean to take any thunder from your opening, but I think Mexico is lobbing rockets already at us, but it's in the form of fentanyl.
So yeah,
Yeah,
that's their own way of terrorism.
Donnie,
Well,
no.
that's their own way of terrorism. I could accept that. You know what I mean? But I'm sorry to say, a rocket's instant. You know, so I don't know, man. I just I feel for them all. I mean, Palestine. I mean, I'm sure there's people there that are not all been brainwashed to hate the Jewish population. You know what I mean? And there's just innocent people that don't want war either that are getting slaughtered. So I don't know, Mr. B.
I want to make a mention, Mr. D, in conjunction with your statement. I have information here that is going to come exactly uh, hand in hand with what you were talking about. I've got an awful lot of research that I've been doing today. We'll be going over, and some of the information that I have actually ties in between what's going on over in the Middle East and south of our border. So please continue when we get to that. Please let me know, and I'll open up and I'll rip loose.
Donnie, what do you say
Well,
about what's going on?
Right. It's a religious war that is in prime time, prime video, just prime everywhere. Social media, the way we get information, it's there now. Hey world, welcome to the terrorists we've been fighting for 50 years. Welcome to the war we faced in Iraq and Afghanistan. It's out there in the open now. Now you know how your enemy fights. My only problem is we're not willing to go past that same level. So we're not going to win. So until we're willing to go past that level, and if you have a game plan, an entry and exit plan for Israel or Iran, then talk. Until then, it's going to be the same old circle because we don't go cut the head off. Israel will though, but
Right.
if we don't back Israel, we're done in the world.
um, so do you think when President Biden spoke today about saying that we do have Israel's back, do you think that's just words? You don't think it's actually
No,
going to happen?
no, we got their back. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But that's where my only problem, or not problem, but really my only wonder is how far are you willing to go? Because are you gonna put troops on boots on ground? What you gonna do? How
Israel
far are we gonna go?
Well,
Israel will do
point of
that.
order here, gentlemen. There's President Biden's speechwriters, and then there's what actually happens. And neither the twain shall ever meet. Believe me. We've seen
No,
it
they
for
won't.
the last how many years now?
Biden's a babbling fool that can barely get out of a damn wake up in the morning. Probably don't even remember if he wiped his ass. Probably got somebody do it for him. He's a bumbling idiot. So that that right there in one is that. But how many of them in Congress are willing to go to war? That's a better question. What are they going to consider an act of war when you send that carrier group over in the Mediterranean? You saw how
Donnie,
they're willing to fight. What's up?
so yeah, you're right. Congress needs to be involved with this, to actually throw the war issue over the fence. But it's kind of hard when you got House of Representatives displaying the pal right near the entrance of her office, near the American flag. Uh,
Okay,
whose
but
whose side are we supposed to be on? And then, we've discussed this. No, let me finish, please. We've gone with this, these Muslim folks with, their heavy religion and Allah and all that. This shit, if we don't stop it there, it's gonna come here. And
You think it's not already? You think it's not already, and they're not sleepers sitting here just waiting?
yes, yes,
it's already here. It's already came here.
So when do they group and do the attack here in America?
It's coming, boys.
Well, they did one in September 11th. The next one, who knows? But let's talk about. My thing is how far we want to go, because you can sit here and say all day that, and Israel and U.S. intelligence have already said we don't have an ounce of evidence to say Iran was behind this. But let's look at Iran's history. There's a docu-series out there on Amazon Prime. It's called The Ghost of Beirut. It talks about I can't say the man's name for nothing, so I'm not gonna even try. But it talks about how this dude, he went and bombed embassies in Kuwait and Beirut and all this stuff back in the 80s.
Yep.
And guess who was, let's all don't forget though, Hezbollah is backed by Iran. They are trained and funded by Iran. They are in Palestine. They've always fought with Israel because they don't believe Israel has a right to exist over some stuff from, back in biblical days. So you're not going to change that shit. It's going to fight.
Yep.
You're not going to change that fight. But what are you going to do about Iran? Because Iran gives the Russians drones right now. Iran supports a lot of conflict around here. They support an ISIS group in Syria. That's why I want to know how far are we willing to go. Because if we don't go chop the snake off in Iran, we're going to be here in this same cycle. Repeatedly.
Right.
I'm going to pose a question to you guys. I want to see what your reaction is to this. Right now, we've got a carrier group, the Gerald R. Ford carrier groups, headed out in that direction. When things really start heating up, do you think the Americans are only going to leave one carrier group, or they're going to send more? My money says that they're going to send more, and I truly believe, I hope I'm wrong, but I truly believe it's setting us up for a sucker punch of a nuke coming out of Iran.
Well,
we drop carrier groups down off the coast of Israel, and they send something up and vaporize our ships.
well,
Now
then
what happens,
th-
boys?
now what? Then it's over. It's over. It's just over.
Yeah, that's where my wonder is how far you want to go when something like that happens. Because don't think for a minute you're not going to be attacked in the Mediterranean. There's so many little cells and people that want to make a name and be martyrs. That's what they do. That's the way they fight. That's jihadist fighting right there. Come on now. What are you
I
willing to
mean,
do? How far are you willing to go? Because
what?
fuck the Geneva Convention rules, because your enemy doesn't play by them. You just
No.
saw that when they paraglided into a damn festival and started shooting people, kidnapping people.
Right? Fucking Red Dawn. It's like,
I'm just saying, that's how far your enemy's willing to go. If you're not willing to go farther, you're not going to win the fight. Don't get in the fight if you ain't willing to go further.
Twice now, boys. Twice in major history attacks, we had things where people never saw it coming. You may remember the discussion that we had when I had said that I actually had predicted the September 11th attacks, but it wasn't the World Trade Center. I said they were going to slam into Seabrook nuclear power plant. Thank God I was wrong. But twice now, the most simple things led to such incredible success, devastating success. On behalf, they played this beautifully.
Yeah.
You've got to admit.
Yes, and I mean these are guys that are not shooting beer cans off the porch, man. These guys spent a little time in training and stuff. And I just want to get back to this paraglider, that Red Dawn incident. Blaze, you always talked about that. And son of a bitch, they did, man. And they rode paragliders just like an Apache helicopter.
yeah.
But backwards, two guys on one seat. The front guy was the gunner, and the back guy, the paraglide machine, was
You know they trained
doing
for
the
that.
risers, And I
You
was just
know they
like,
trained for that.
fuck, man. How did the Israeli intelligence lose sight of this? Who is it? Israel or Egypt? They have the most prestige
Mossad, and it's
CIA.
Israel.
Network.
It's called
Yeah.
it's called
Israel.
Mossad, and
It's
it's
Israel.
Israel. But
It's
let's
Israel.
remember.
Yeah.
Let's remember. Radars can only go down to a certain amount of feet. there's certain
I'll
things
talk
that
now.
if you're only so far up above, you're not going to be seen. You know what I
But
mean? You're
Donnie,
not going to get picked up.
they,
Did they miss
they
it in the intelligence area when the people were out there blabbing and talking about? Did you not have the spies in the right place? Probably not. Obviously, we didn't. Everybody didn't, right? But
And all
so
of a
that
sudden, a
attack was
parasail, a paragliding person, and thinks that they're going to be carrying machine guns.
anybody that's been to the Middle East, maybe.
Now, yeah.
yeah, but on a
Before that,
paraglide,
yeah.
no. But on a paraglide, no. This is a new method of them attacking, man, and they're taking it right out of our fucking movies, bro.
Yeah.
Right out of our
Yeah.
movies. That's
Yes.
you know, and that I mean, it sounds simple, which probably was to them fighters because they seemed like they were trained up for it.
Right. Hey, T, real quick. When they're doing the movie, right? They got the stunt guy. The stunt guy goes over the fucking wall in a paraglider. So that means it can be done, right? So these Hamas guys or whatever, they get all tripped out on cotton and shit, and you know what I mean? And before you know it, they're training them to do this shit.
Hey, before we lose this viewer, I want to bring him up. Crispy Farco says, "Well, how did America not realize a balloon till halfway across America?
Huh?
D
Yeah.
was
Because
sleep at the
so-called,
wheel.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so-called weather
Sleep
balloons
at
are always around, but yeah, you're
Mr.
asleep at the
Blazeman,
wheel.
can I get into my can I get into that information? We can work off of that.
Yeah, you got stuff, Mr. B. Let's hear it. All right,
Okay. Well, of
boys.
course, we all
Be
know
quiet now.
the attack came from the Hamas people, which is not Hezbollah. Hezbollah is run and supported exclusively by the Iranians. Hamas is on the other side, and it's run by Palestinians. Whatever it is, the state of Israel came into being only in 1947,
Yep.
after World War II, when the world was trying to decide what do we do with the Jewish people that have all been displaced from the Nazis that are still alive. What do we do? They wanted to send some to America. America said, nah, we've got Native American Indians living where you talking about putting them. Why don't we put them back where where the history was? So they put them back where's Jerusalem and Nazareth and all of that. They put them in that area and established that. And that was the thing that really caused the Arab community to boil over with it.
Yes, because
Now these guys that
Palestine.
came through this with this parasailing, whatever it is stuff, they didn't just have guns. They had some other things. There were people that are in Israel. They've been expecting attacks and so forth. They had safe rooms. These
Who,
guys had explosive devices designed to breach doors in safe rooms, and they used them.
Mr.
I don't
B?
know if you heard about this
Mr.
stuff or
B,
not. Yes, sir.
who owned the land before the United States and whoever else said, hey, this is where we're going to put these
It
people?
was Arab state.
Whose?
Some say that it was Palestine.
Okay.
Others say that it was. Others say that it was stuff that was split up in between God knows how many different Arab communities or sheiks or sheikhs, whatever they are, whatever you call them. But it didn't have oil on it, so it wasn't that important. And they said, okay, fine. There's this. And they've got land that they can work it and make fertile and so forth. Boom. This is where they figured God put them after you released them out of bondage from the Egyptians 2,000 something years ago or 4,000 years ago or whatever it was. This is where they supposedly they were.
But this is what you get, Mr. B, and I mean no disrespect. This is what you get when you ask that question. You know what I mean? You get a bunch of babbling. Somebody owned that land. Whose land was that? And who
If you go
got
further
together?
back in time,
Okay.
the wall is there
I mean,
from
Palestine was
from
there
King
already, right?
David's
Was
from King
Palestine there already? Was
Palestine was there, but it was
Palestine
long
there?
after. Many years ago, it was. If you go into biblical times, it was King David's. That's where the
Was
wall is. Remember the Western
Palestine
Wall?
already there before they carved out the spot for the Jews?
The Palestinians were there.
Okay. All right. So Palestine has an argument that kind of is their land, right?
Yes.
Because only 51
But,
years
but
ago,
before Palestine was there, the Israelites were there. It's documented in the Bible.
right? But didn't
Good
didn't
call.
didn't but didn't God tell the Israelites that they didn't the Israelites from because of God wander the fucking desert for a while until they said, "Oh, this is where we're gonna stay."
The Israelites wandered the promised land for 40 years because
Exactly.
they had gotten out
Exactly. So it seems to
of
me like
wait,
these
wait,
people
wait.
really
That was
never had a place of their
before
own in the first place.
they were delivered finally to the promised land.
Yeah.
Moses never was able to lead them to the promised land, my friend. He never made it. He had to have his son bring them. But they did go to the promised land, which is where you have again, you've got the wall, King David's. It's all there. They were there long before the people that call themselves Palestinians turned it into Palestine.
Hmm. And nobody had an argument when Palestine went and did that.
Yeah, they
The Israelites didn't come out and say, "Hey, man, that's our land."
I'll be very honest with you. That I don't have an answer for. I don't know that. I wish I could tell you.
It's sad that
No,
they.
you know what's sad, Blaze, is that this country is definitely divided now with the social fabric, this woke shit now. Now we are going to determine our survivability in this country by what type of religion you affiliate yourself. Make no point. Don't don't underestimate what I'm about to say, or don't overestimate what I'm about to say. But our kind is not welcome in the Muslim world, and especially in there with the Hamas. Us Christians is their end mission to get rid of us of this world.
Yes.
Well, for 1,000 years,
Yep.
we have
And
been fighting with them, and they've gone on their crusades and so forth, and trying to shove Christianity down their throat and whatnot, and fighting back and forth from the time of Pope Julius. From the Brits went and did their crazy crap, going on crusades. It's been going on for 1,000 years, and the Arabs and the Israelites have been fighting for thousands of years as well.
Yes.
It's been there, but you talk about a religion. What we're fighting here, or what we're seeing here, isn't a religion. You can't show me a religion that says that you take 40 babies and cut their heads off.
no.
You can't tell me that there's a religion that's out there and it says take 200 people and shoot them up and take the women that are pregnant, cut them open while they're alive, rip the babies out of their bellies, and then kill them all. Show me where in any religion, in any faith that allows for things for people to go ahead and just indiscriminately kill people and celebrate it. Yes, in the Bible, there have been stories where entire civilizations were laid to waste. But it wasn't lazy. Oh, excuse me. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. I'm going to kill you now. No, terrible things did happen. But this isn't biblical. This is savage, evil butchery of the absolute most heinous kind. And there is no possible way you could convince me that any person proclaiming themselves to be God would condone this.
Roger.
It's the way that it's twisted, man. It's
Well,
just the way that it's twisted. They
well,
twist their
well,
faith.
yeah, well, no. To look at all the faiths, and many scholars have said this, the Islamic faith is a very one in peace of nature.
Yes. Yes.
Peace, peace.
Yes. That's why I said they twist it. You know,
I just,
Osama bin Laden. That's what he did. He fucking twisted the Quran around.
That dude was dog face rich too, man. He was close to being a billionaire, man.
The
But
Bin
it's
Laden family is worth several $billions, actually.
Anyways,
yes, but
so
get back to the point I'm trying to make is why the fuck is there a Palestine flag in a congresswoman's front office near the American flag?
I don't know.
Why is that? I feel bad for the Palestinians because they're weak in their core government, to not have Hezbollah and Hamas come in and just fucking do what they want. But no, man, this is gonna get ugly, and I'm gonna wait for Donnie to get back on because he's probably driving right now. Because I want to tell him I think Israel is gonna go to the point of the head. I mean, snap the head off and go to Iran. All it is 1,500 miles. That goes quick in a Mach 2, Mach 3 jet, depending what fighter you get.
I saw Ben Netanyahu's speech, and I never once ever thought that I would see Ben Netanyahu talking. Do you remember seeing the movie Big Jake with John Wayne?
Go have great movie.
No,
When he's talking with Richard Boone, and he said, "Mister, do you understand?" And he had that look and said, "I understand."
Yep.
Well, Ben Netanyahu had exactly that look, and he had exactly that voice when he was looking at the camera. He said, "You wanted a war. You're getting a war," which tells me that he has a determination to do exactly the biblical thing that I was speaking of before, to wipe the entire civilization, if need be, off the face of the earth.
That's not good though.
Oh,
You can't wipe a fucking nation off the face of the earth. Okay? All right? You can't do it.
but you know what's funny? If we look back in
Okay?
history,
If you
no, hold this up, bro. No, and I hope I want to go with this to your next broadcast. I mean, your next segment
I'll
is
save it for the commercial. We'll get right
who
into it. Go ahead.
who is the Hitler now?
Huh. Ladies and gentlemen, stick around for more the way we see it right here on the
I want to
FFN
answer that.
Network. And we'll be back in about 3.5 minutes.
Thank you.
I hear the sound, stumbling laughter, holding on to each other. Miss the last bus on foot to get home. I miss the town, rowdy and clever, all at once undercover, blowing kisses to the shop windows as we go. We stayed out playing past midnight.
That was years ago.
Now something just ain't right.
Better take it slow.
That's war. That's war, man.
They said
Okay?
war was
Them
pretty.
fucking people on both sides are sitting home like we are right now. And yes, they have the technology. Who knows? Maybe not doing a show like this, but maybe talking to a relative over whatever the situation may be. And then all of a sudden, fucking boom, 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 boom. Are you
You,
worried about that right now happening to you in your chair, Mr. B? Are you worried
Absolutely.
about it? Are you
Absolutely.
worried? It's a simple question. Are you worried about it?
Absolutely, yes.
You are. You're worried about rockets raining down on you.
Don't have to be rockets. Could be car bomb. Could be some sort of improvised device. It's coming, Blaze. It's only a matter of time.
shit. Let me interject. Look at the Boston Marathon bombers. Look at the love they had there for the great city of Boston.
Bingo.
You know what this is gonna do? It's gonna divide this country in half. Like,
No,
you
it's
know,
not. The only thing
yeah.
that's going to divide is the Palestinians and the fucking Jews that are going at one another right now in New York and in Chicago and shit. It's got
Well,
nothing to do with me or
well,
you. Are you picking a side? I don't know what side to pick because we truly don't know who owns the fucking land. Since Israel has only been Israel for fucking 51 years.
in U.S. has been what 200 plus years. We're an experiment too.
Well,
This whole fucking world is an experiment. Just by the fucking act of something, we're floating in space and spinning so fast. Come on, man.
Shall I
Nobody.
continue?
Gad B.
Shall I continue with this?
go
Yes.
ahead.
Well, as of 1330 hours, the body count in Israel, by the way, was 1,200 plus Israelis and 800 plus Palestinians. The Gaza population itself is 2.5 million souls. It's about the population, maybe a little more of the population of Dallas, Texas, I believe. Attackers use motorized parasail. We talked about that, and to surmount, they have these. I don't know if you've seen them, the walls that they have that are topped with razor wires and so forth, and they just skirted right over these damn things. It's the most simple thing. Right now, they still believe that 150 hostages are being held by people. They don't know whether any of them are alive or dead. Um, they know now, according to Joe Biden, when he finally spoke this afternoon, 14 Americans are dead, 8 French citizens are dead. The FBI in the United States, I guess, has now gotten into this search trying to find wherever these hostages are being held. That's going to be one hell of a progress. It's going to take weeks, maybe months, for them to be able to identify where these people are. And you know that they're not all going to be held in exactly the same place. Do the same thing like that happened, like when the hostages were taken with the Iranians. Do you remember that,
Yes.
guys? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Jimmy Carter.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see.
Oh,
Here all for it. Yeah. Oh, yes. Israel has called up 360,000 reserve personnel. 151 people on the terrorist watch list have been arrested coming across our southern border just in 2003 alone. That goes to you, Mr. D. Uh, Hezbollah, by the way, had targeted a Israel Defense Fund tank with a rocket attack, and apparently they were pretty successful in having done it. Uh, Biden stated again 14 Americans were killed. There are 20 Americans that are still missing. They don't know if they were killed, if they were taken as hostages, if they were buried under rubble, or what. No idea what's going on, where those people are. The bodies of Jewish humans were burned alive in their homes. Some of them were put inside wooden crates or boxes and burned alive in that manner. Manufacturers of munitions has been requested to ramp up their production of orders that are from over in the Middle East area and over in Europe to trying to get munitions and other supplies production kicked up so they can get it quicker over to the area so they can resupply the fighters with it. What is that going to do with our economy? I have absolutely no idea. Or if they're going to turn around and say, "Oh, look, the economy is fine now," because you and I both know, or all know, that the only thing that makes an economy boom absolutely is war.
Hey, what a great reset for Biden's presidency. And
That,
I'm just painting a picture right here. I'm painting a
yeah.
picture here, and I'm talking about the head Donnie's always talking about.
Hmm.
It is 1,500 miles away from Israel to Iran. It can happen. My concern getting back to that aircraft carrier group, I have, well, two concerns. My first concern is that ship, it just got out of sea trials. It hasn't seen a day in combat. So I mean, it should do fine and all that shit. A new ship and all that other good stuff. Go ahead.
Point of information here. In our visitors gallery, we have things coming up from like Crispy
Yes.
Farco, and there was also someone else who had been posting. But they do make some very interesting points. Uh, by using the gripe whose ground it was first, why don't we live the land back to the Indians and go back to Europe? Yeah, that's not going to happen. And that the Boston bombers came here seek as refugees seeking asylum.
Yes, they
Gee,
did.
where have we heard that lately?
Yes. Yes. No, you're 100% right, B. Yep.
All of this.
But
So
my second warning signal is, and I've been searching the web for this, looking for aircraft carrier groups where they're stationed. If another one comes in to assist from the south,
There's a
yeah, boys,
problem.
I think we're gonna go for the head, man. I really do.
would that be
I
such a bad thing?
No, but it'll bring us to war that I think other countries will be involved. And I'm not talking about our allies because every person of nationality that died on that Israel list you made mention, they're involved. France, you better be involved. Germany, that little YouTuber girl, 18 years old, dragged around the streets in Gaza by a rope by a rope and they're spitting on her and all this shit and calling her mean names and all that. That is Sharia law. Is that what Americans want over here? Well, you keep on putting that Palestinian flag. Maybe it'll grow to another House of Representatives. I am really
Okay.
disgusted in this right now. And this is about the third time I brought this flag up.
Yeah, it's bothering you. It
Yep.
doesn't belong in there.
I had a lady this morning who, somewhere out in California, who was telling me how wrong I was to be supporting Israel in this because of what Israel is doing to the poor Palestinians. So I wrote back to her. I said, "Okay." I said, "I'll tell you what. What do you think about this? Why don't you go out and pick up 40 infant bodies, and then go back and pick up 40 infant heads? And when you get those together, then sit there and try to figure out which head goes to which body. And when you get that done, then take that and load each individual one into a plastic bag and
Well,
throw it onto a
they're
truck."
doing it on the other side too, Mr. B. They're doing it on the other side too. Fucking
What?
children are dying over there as well. Okay? It just shouldn't happen.
And
It
and
just should not happen.
no, and please listen to what I want to say, and I think I speak for the show today, is that we have no hatred for the Palestine. It's this
I don't know
Hamas,
them people.
Hamas and Hezbollah. No, hey, there's at Gaza. and I was reading it. No, I didn't read it. I heard it today. They opened the gates. Well, they're not opening them now, but 20,000 Palestinians crossed to work, just like over here in Mexico and El Paso.
Right, right.
You know, they
I
come here
read
to
that.
work.
Yep, yep.
They
I read
they
that.
they give there there is a good percentage of Muslim folks living in Israel, man. And they're on the social security system and all. If a suicide bomber is blown up and he resides from Israel, his parents are there, Israel will pay for that funeral.
I have spent 40 years pretty predominantly working in and among the field, the jewelry field,
But
and I
D,
have an awful lot of people that I've been connected with. But I heard today, I was speaking with an associate and someone that we both have known for a great number of years, was over here from Israel on a work permit, and he had to work for a long time, and he built an entire company where he was employing 250 people in the diamond business as a diamond merchant wholesaler. And because they, for whatever reason, he kept running through the paperwork trying to get a permanent residency here. And after fighting and fighting, he finally turned around and threw his up and said, "I can't pay for this anymore. I have to leave." And now, right down the street from where his office was, they've got people that they're housing that are illegal aliens that are getting, you know, getting housed free, and they're being fed 3 meals a day. And by the way, they are feeding these people authentic food from their culture, because to expect that they would eat American food would be cruel and unusual according to the people. So we have to take and literally cater to their individual palate. And Roy, as I will call him, Roy is back over in Israel now. And by the way, unfortunately, multiple attempts to contact him have gone unanswered, which is very uncharacteristic for Roy. So we're praying to God.
what's his name again, Mr. B?
We're calling him Roy. I'm not going to tell you his real name because of for security reasons.
Well, we hope that everything goes good with Roy. Um, we got a few minutes before break. Um, it's Mr. B.
I'm sorry, guys.
That's all right. Should have. Um, so there hasn't been contact with him for since this started.
I haven't been able to contact him for several days now.
Hey, check this out. So I got breaking news from ABC. The first headliner: first plane with U.S. ammunition lands in Israel. Wow.
Already.
How do you take that?
Already.
Hey, we we did lend lease over in the back of the 40s.
What's that?
We did lend lease back in the 1940s
With who?
with the British. We were giving them all. We were giving them airplanes and ammunition and bombs and whatever else they needed to try and fight off the Germans. Well, now we're taking and giving ammunition or sending ammunition and munitions and whatnot over to the Israelis.
But
It was against the law to do it back
but
in the World War II. It was against the law to do it.
so
Take
I
it
read
anyway.
this I read this two ways. This breaking news from ABC News as one, they want to start a divide in this country, or two, why the hell are they why are they plastering this online? This fucking these people think they need it all new everything. They need to. Everybody wants that shot. You know, this CNN chick. Oh, she got fucking accolades for her giving her reporting. She's laying down on the ground, the iron domes above her, busting ammunition up. Little shrapnel falling down. She's a hero, right?
How the fuck is she a hero?
She was there covering the news. She was covering the news. But no, I just want to get back to that statement though. Why would you announce first plane with US ammunition lands in Israel? Why do you put that there? That's so stupid. I personally think.
You're absolutely right. I said that all the time. I'm like, why do we have like documentaries that talk about fucking our strategic fucking bullshit?
People have long since forgotten the adage of loose lips sink ships.
Yes.
They don't pay attention. They don't care about that. It's all about the sensationalization, and they want to be the first one to come out with the story. Well, congratulations. You've told the story, and you've already you probably sunk the ass of 50,000 freaking foot soldiers.
Hey, so Donnie, can you hear us? Is Donnie on with us?
Yeah. He's
Okay.
he'll be on in a second.
All right. So I've had the privilege working with Israeli Defense Forces soldiers. And before I go on one tangent, I just want to try to
Oh,
explain.
wait a minute. Our audience would love to hear that. You worked with these Israeli soldiers.
Yes, yes, but it wasn't combat tactics. It was
I understand. It doesn't matter maintenance, whatever. You talk to the soldiers, right? Yeah.
yes. Oh, yes. And to sum it up, they're a bunch of good old guys. And but no, getting back to I am lost like two motherfuckers right now because I've been getting back too much, Blaze. I'm lost.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody help me. Somebody throw. Wake
You
up,
know what
motherfucker.
it is.
Help
You know.
me. Help me, Mr. B. I'm drowning.
I once was lost, but now I'm
Oh,
found.
wrong
Uh,
service.
oh shit.
Well, I think what you were talking about, you were going to talk about the way, probably the ethic, if you will, of the Israeli people, the soldiers, and how
Oh,
they operate.
uh, shit, man. I've come across civilians too, man, that worked for a defense company over there in Israel. Case in point, Raphael's Defense
Now I know
Industry.
why you can't talk too much. All right, go ahead.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, so I need to repeat everything I said from start one.
No.
No.
I said I understand. I hope everybody else understands. Sometimes you need to re-say like your positions when you was in the army, and then you went and worked for a defense contracting company, correct?
Correct, correct.
Okay, so and there's still some shit you can't say that you did for them.
Yeah, of course. And I'm not going to
Okay,
talk what type of vehicles we worked on and all that, but
right,
it's
exactly.
probably on the internet and go for it. But just getting back to the Israeli people, they have a large reserve system. Israelis are all over the world. And second, yeah, they run shit. I don't know why they're always in charge, but they run shit. But what I was impressed with is these middle-aged and senior-looking guys trying to get on the first thing smoking on an airport, on a runway, to go back to Israel to join the motherland, to join the battle. To join the battle. Dropped everything. So this is embedded in these people, man. It is embedded for them to protect the motherland because, case in point, the Hamas folks, they don't want a single fucking Jew living. And I
No,
brought and I brought the question up now. So who the fuck is the Hitler, Mr. B? Are you guys frozen,
no, man. Oh, we're here, Mr. B.
Mr. B? Mr. B.
Mr. B.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. B will be right back, folks.
Yeah, a little technical difficulties.
Little fucking technical difficulty for Mr. B. Hold on. Let me handle that.
Demas, I'll
Yeah.
answer your question,
Hold on.
Demas.
Hold on. Technical
Uh,
difficulty for Mr. B. All right, Mr. B's back.
Donald
I
got the
apologize,
answer.
gentlemen.
Go ahead, Donnie. What was you gonna say, brother?
The jihadist extremists are the Hitler. Whether you want to do it either way, we got to understand Israel's been in a state of war basically since their inception because Hezbollah doesn't believe in, they don't believe in Israel as a separate state. They believe that's their land. So they're going to be in a battle for the rest of their lives until they, either go and take it to Palestine and say, fuck you, we are a state, leave us alone, or, they get taken over.
Donnie,
Mhm.
are you in a safe area? I don't want you. Are
Yeah.
you trying to get some steps in? I heard car horn. I don't want you running in traffic and shit, bro.
No, man, I was getting some stuff out of the car. And I'm parking near the building or sitting near the building now.
But Donnie, don't you? Would you agree with this statement that this scenario out there is just going to split this country a little further from each other?
Oh, the thing. Yes, this whole Palestine, Israel, Middle it is every day we're in the Middle East. We separate this country more because there's just, as you guys have probably mentioned already, if you've been around some, people from Israel or the Middle East, religion plays a lot into their just way of life in that. And yeah, they're very loyal to their motherland, to their country, and you're not going to get that out of them, and it just divides it further because now you got to pick a side. You can't have hey, let's just see where it pans out. It's none of my business. No, you have to pick a side. And what you guys were talking about earlier about everybody's got to be seen. The reporters got to get their uh, Pulitzer Prize or whatever, their article or whatever. They got to get that.
Yes.
That's just the way people think now. Sometimes some people, they think that way. Like that Allstate commercial, like the kid. If I'm not on social media, I'm not seen, right? Everybody has to have their moment, and I think we're getting to a point where, like a lot of other people, like myself, no, I don't need to hear your opinion, and no, I don't need to know everything about you. I don't need your opinion. I don't care. And the thing, you can only push somebody so far until they push back, and now Israel's going to push back. And when they push back, I have a feeling they're going to push all the way back because they're like, I'm done with this shit. I'm just saying.
I'm trying to.
Mr. B. Mr. B.
Yes, sir.
Ah, damn it! Don't be
rebuttal?
sleeping on this.
Well,
What?
I really think, and I hope that Israel just goes and pushes them right to the ocean. It's enough of this shit. The job needs to be done. And maybe I'm wrong. You may think that I'm wrong or whatever else, but it's just not going to stop. Something has to be done to put an end to it.
And I try looking this through another lens, not a filter, another lens. Afghanistan, that withdrawal we did there, we all know it sucked and all that good shit. But if you talk to veterans that came out of the Afghanistan wars, campaigns, battles, whatever you want to call them, they'll never say the Afghani people were bad. They never did. And I think this, what I saw in Afghanistan with talking to soldiers, because I never went to Afghanistan, and then just hearing them out, they always had high praise for the good Afghani people. And I think we're losing that here in the Palestine people. Or maybe I could be totally wrong. You, d- am I making a little sense here?
Yes, Davis, you're making a lot of sense because those that have, family that came from Palestine or whatever, they have their way of thinking. Those that came from Israel, like say Mr. B, some of his family or whatever, and they have their way of thinking. But in the end, we're sitting over here in America with CNN and all the news networks and everybody else reports, and we think we know what's going on, but we're trying to get ourselves into, or we're supporting a religious war that we'll never know anything about because I don't say we, I say someone like myself, I would know nothing about because I'm not from there. And just like Shiite and Sunni fighting in Iraq with the Kurdish up north, you got to be boots on ground to understand that. And if you've never been boots on ground, you've never been there, you won't. So for us to sit here and try to make sense of it, we're just wasting our time. That's a religious war. We want nothing to do with.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, stick around for more of The Way We See It. We'll be back in approximately 35 minutes. 35 minutes. 3.5 minutes.
I hear the sound, stumbling laughter, holding on to each other. Miss the last bus on foot to get home. I miss the town, rowdy and clever, all at once undercover, blowing kisses to the shop windows as we go. We stayed out playing past midnight.
That was years ago.
Now something just ain't right.
Better take it slow.
I see the view stretching before us, cathedral bells and a chorus, morning larks singing out to the dawn. I miss me and you, boy, with style, on our bikes, single file, day drinking at a cafe in Cologne. We stayed out playing past midnight.
That was years ago.
Now something just ain't right.
Better take it slow.
Friday, everybody. Thanks for sticking around for more The Way We See It right here on the FFN Network. Don't forget to check out the Mr. B show tomorrow from 8 to 9 p.m. right here on the FFN Network, and the Miss Tammy and Blazeman show from 7 to 8 p.m. right here again on the FFN Network. So, guys, look, man, I'm not, I don't like war because war, it's just, is hell. Was hell. Nobody's thinking about the babies on the other side, you know? I mean, I don't think every person on that side of the wall truly fucking hates Israel. They probably have to, because if you talk good about Israel over there, they'll, fucking hang you or something like that, right? Didn't we say that there were some Palestine people that lived in Israel?
Yes, yes, yes. Israel is just not with Jewish people there. There's Muslim people there living a clean, wholesome life, and
Right, like
And
here.
Christians as well.
Like
yes,
here and Christian.
exactly. Yes,
Right.
yes, yes.
It is the Holy Land. It is the Mecca. That is where the fundamental basis for three of the largest religions of the world are centered.
Yes, yes. You're 100% right, and it's Israel. Yep, it's the foundation of. I mean, you got a lot of Christianity sites there. You got a lot of Muslim sites there, and you got the Jewish sites there.
Right.
So this ain't right, man. Just and I go back to that little woman that lost her life. She was a YouTuber, well influencer from Germany, and what they did to her. They dragged her in a fucking Hilux.
Yeah, I can't.
You know,
I can't.
Blaze, and if you look at it,
That's
this
pure fucking hatred.
yeah, and it's just like the hatred that this country suffered during the 40s and the 50s, 60s. We used to do that to black people down here in the South.
Did any of you guys ever see a live human being burning to death?
Oh Jesus, criminies,
Yes,
Mr. B.
yes, yes, I have. And the last expression on their faces, their jaws wide open. That's the last expression you see, and that's from them
And
screaming.
these people did this.
Yep.
I'm sure if you were in battle zones, you've seen people with their arms blown off, their legs blown off. I'm sure that you've seen all those terrible, horrible things and more. And these people delighted in doing exactly what they did to those living human beings.
So Donnie,
But
go ahead, Donnie. I'll get you involved.
well, that's where I think some people misunderstand when it goes to extremism and jihadists. They're just extremists, no different than any other extremists you got in the Roman Catholic religion, the Christianity religion, the Latter-day Saints, and the mentality is my way is the only way. It's the right way. Your way is wrong.
Good point, Donnie. Good point.
Your way, and when it comes to the beheadings and stuff, you got to remember that's part of their culture and their law, because when you go to jail in the Middle East, you get bread and water. Ain't nobody coming feeding you 3 meals a day. You get bread and water unless family brings you food. So that's a part of their religion. That's a part of their culture. That's just a way of life for them. They would behead people when you killed somebody. I've seen somebody get beheaded in Chop Chop Square down in Riyadh. Seen somebody get their hand cut off. They stoned a woman. For whatever reason, I don't know. When the head and the guillotine came down, me and Shirley were like, shit, we got to go. This ain't for us. We probably shouldn't be here. Right?
That's
'Cause we're
fucking
downtown.
insane. That's fucking
We're downtown
insane.
shopping or whatever, right? But it's a way of life. So
No, I
when
know
you see
that
it on the
though.
screen, don't be so shocked anymore. That's something I don't understand. Is there's evil in this world that we can't even see or know about, and then we act like it's some new thing. It's just, oh my gosh, what happened? No, it exists. Stop being so damn naive and acting like everybody's jumping, hold the hand, skipping down the road. No, you want peace in the Middle East, then you got to get U.S. influence out of the Middle East. If you don't do that, we'll never have peace in that region. They don't want us there. We have to realize that.
Hey, but what? Oh, yes, yes. We all realized that before Desert Storm. That was a big sin for Saudi Arabia to all their
Yeah,
other Muslim brothers. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. The U.S. involvement.
yeah.
We need to get out.
Okay,
But
tell the
well,
audience.
wait a minute, wait a minute. Now you're talking a little Middle East policy.
That's okay.
And no, and Donnie be the correct one. So we do have Patriot sites over there, correct, Donnie?
Yes.
And
They pay the U.S. mightily for those sites.
but
They pay us well.
is that the U.S. involvement you're talking about? We need to go. Is that
Yeah, that's part of it. That's part of it.
Kuwait,
You need to
the
Kuwait everywhere.
Pumpkin site in Kuwait?
Everywhere, Demas. You get your butt out of there. You turn them, you train them, you turn the equipment over, they pay for it, whatever. We profit from it. I mean, we profit enough. They pay us to be there. Let's make no mistake about it. We ain't there out of the goodness of our heart. We're getting paid to be there.
Yeah, this ain't the Germany deal. Yes,
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah. So when those countries can do that on their own, or they're willing to do that on their own, and then we're willing to back up and just let it go where it's going to go, like they say, let the chips fall where they be, then you bet that's the only way you're going to have peace in that region. If you even get peace from that. Because them motherfuckers just don't want to get along, some of them.
Yep, and you know why? The best product that shit. That shit is better than fentanyl. What comes out of that land over there,
Oh, yeah.
and it's that black gold, and that's why I think the U.S. needs over there just to keep them guys in check. Case in point, Saudi Arabia, they got an army well equipped. Americans go in there and fix the equipment. Do you actually think the Saudis are going to fight a war longer than one day?
No. No, they're not going to fight a war.
And I'm going to say it right now. They're lazy. They're lazy as shit. All right, and that's case in point. But regardless, Saudi
Why
Arabia.
should the Saudis worry about fucking them fighting a war when we'll do it for them?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, and I had my map up. Saudi Arabia is a neighbor of Israel.
Yes.
But getting back to the influence and stuff, I don't think, especially Kuwait. Kuwait supposedly has got the most oil reservoir out of Iraq. I don't know too much about Iran. That's why Hussein went over there and invade. The last soldier that we have in Kuwait, Iraq, or Iran is going to invade Kuwait, and we're going to start all over again. Watch, it's going to happen, Donnie. And I'll probably be on my deathbed by then, but I see that happening again when Americans get out of there.
Donnie.
I don't know.
Donnie,
I don't know.
Wait a minute, Donnie. Let me put this disclaimer out. I'm talking to Donnie with a little respect here, guys. This guy's got a lot of time over there. Not so much in Iraq and Afghanistan, which he did, but the Qatar region.
Right, he understands the culture.
Yes.
Exactly. Donnie is our fucking specialist.
Whatever, not whatever.
Culture. Come on, Donnie. Take a little bit of fucking credit, Donnie.
Yeah, I'm not. But anyways, I don't know, Demas. I don't know if we start all over again, because simply at some point somebody's just going to say, F it, and I want all of it.
Yes.
And maybe that might be Iran, because I would think Iran has the best type of military that could do that. And they're hard strong, and they will go that route. I just don't know if the scraps, the oil that everybody else is fighting for, at what point is the leadership of our nation going to say, is it worth it? Because yeah, they're fighting for the scraps. The leadership thinks as long as we got Kuwait and Saudi and Israel, we're good. I don't know. That's a good debate, Demas. I don't know. Like I say, you got to be willing to pull out and let the chips fall where they fall. I mean, hell, we pulled out of Afghanistan and handed over to Taliban, who half the world considers a terrorist organization. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's a good debate. Because just like anybody else, like I said earlier, you can only push people so far before they push back. So, what point would they push back?
I'd like to ask, what do we have that video running for?
Excuse me?
The video that's
That's
there.
not a video. It's a live feed of Tel Aviv.
Oh, all right, good.
Good. Okay. This is live. So when you see the rockets, it's because they're live.
Is that the target? Oh, there's the target. And there will be an outcry of this because Israel is going to punish Hamas, but you're going to have collateral damage. Too much collateral damage.
But some of you gentlemen have been calling for invasion.
What? Who called for
Nobody
invasion?
called for an invasion here.
Just say get rid of them.
I'm saying that's how far you need to go.
Right.
If that, what I'm saying, Blaze, is a Congress and all our leadership that can declare war, how far are they willing to go? I know how far I'm willing to go because I'll wipe your ass out. I'll put you in the Stone Age. I won't give you a fucking dime to rebuild shit. Figure it the fuck out.
Nice parking lot for the space shuttle.
Yeah, that's the shit I do. Right?
Donnie,
how far are they willing to go?
Donnie, since you said it, I'm gonna agree. I agree. I mean, we could hit them by fucking sea and it'd be over in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? We don't even have to put troops on the ground.
No.
Let me ask something here. We keep talking about this the aircraft carrier group and whatever else. How many submarines do you think are sitting down off the coast?
Oh, they don't talk about that.
Classified.
They don't want you to know what those are.
I know.
There's probably at least because I think there's 2 subs to every carrier group. So you got 2 in the Mediterranean. You probably got 2 in the Middle East down in. We always keep a carrier group and a fleet down there or whatever, down there on the other side by Sudan and all that, Qatar and all that shit. So you got subs over there. I'd say 4 or 5 are probably floating around. I don't know.
What's a baton ARG? I'm talking Navy lingo.
The hell, who knows it? Google that shit.
Yeah, I'm going to because the Gerald Ford is listed on this map. Oh, it's amazing, man. I wasn't a sailor or anything, but we got the Fleet and Marine tracker, and it shows you where the ships are at. You got the Gerald Ford. I believe there's only 2 out right now. The Gerald Ford, we all said it was, and the Ronald Reagan is off the coast of Japan.
Okay, so you just access that on the internet?
Yeah.
Where these ships are?
Yes. Yeah, man. That's too easy.
Don't you?
Blaze.
Listen, I'm not. Listen. That's crazy.
No, the internet's amazing.
Yeah, Blaze. Let's all understand something. We have this. We were talking about it earlier about there should be this thing with secrecy and you don't need to know blah blah blah. There's too much. There's too many cameras. There's too many satellites. There's too much out there to hide anymore. You can't hide. So get used to that. You just got to know that.
Yeah, and
You know what I mean?
I ain't saying I known any, but sailors used to like, sailors' dependents know when daddy getting close to home. They see it on the tracker. Kick old Jimbo out of the house.
Yeah, Sancho. Yeah, Sancho might need, or Sancha, they might need to go. Hey, they're coming home. They're quick. They're close. Get your ass up out of here. I'll let you know when they're gone again. I don't know. That's the whole mop head thing. I don't know. But green light and shit.
They're lost. Blaze, I'll take you guys offline.
I'm just saying, you can't hide, man. There's just too much out there anymore. Stop trying to hide. Be Be like the great Dick Buckets. Let's give some tribute to the great Dick Buckets. Rest your soul. But Dick Buckets would go on the field, look you across the thing, and say, "I'm gonna smack you dead in your fucking mouth. I'm gonna knock your 2 front teeth out." Then he'd just go do it. Then he wouldn't say nothing else. That's all he'd say, and then he'd go do it. Maybe we should just do the same as a nation, and this is what we want, and we're just gonna go fucking take it, because that's what everybody else wants to do. Why we got to be so nice? Fuck the Geneva Convention, and we're gonna take ours. Well, why is that so wrong?
It
Spoils the war.
I would tend to agree with that. The hell with the Geneva Convention. Geneva Convention is outdated, outmoded, and unfortunately, these people, whether you want to adhere to it or not, they're not going to. They're not going to follow rules or whatever. They don't care.
No, they don't. That's what I say. You got to be willing to go further. If you're not willing to go further, you're going to lose.
What should be done?
The Italians, they should be in it. Son of missing Israeli citizens think they were kidnapped. Oh shit!
There's Americans that are kidnapped.
Let's alert Fall River. Portuguese citizen and student in Tel Aviv found dead. Get them schnalls ready. Slippers.
There's some. Yeah, I know. I know.
Yes. Yes.
This is bad. The world we live in is, this is the way it's going to be. Small conflicts and everybody fighting for what little scraps that are there, maybe.
But Donnie,
should Israel
70% of the population of the United States can't fathom this, and don't what's the word I'm looking for? Don't believe that could happen here again.
What can happen here again?
9/11.
A 9/11.
Oh,
a destruction.
It's gonna happen. Hell, we do it ourselves. We did it the past 2 summers with all the fucking riots and everything else. Why do you think it's not gonna happen here? It's already fucking happening. They should do it differently. It's on ground level.
Does anybody remember the lone wolves that were going around and doing things like running people down with freaking trucks and minivans and cars?
Yes, I remember that.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, that's not terrorism. That's just a crazy person. Yeah, right. Okay.
Who was Obama was presidency when them cars were being used as torpedoes in New York and shit.
Yeah, that's going to be an everyday part of life. The shootings, that's going to be part of our life every day. Get used to that. Because I can tell you from experience, that's the way most of everywhere I've been in that Middle East and saw what I saw. That's the way it went down when people started fighting.
Boys.
That's the tactics your enemy uses in today's world.
Boys. Question. Ladies and gentlemen, question. Should we invade Hamas? Should we invade that territory?
So
let me finish, please, gentlemen. If we invade, they could win. Israel's nobody to fuck with, man. Especially their intelligence. Let's get that clear. Especially their intelligence. I don't know how this.
Lacking, I think.
Yes, at this time, yes, but I guess it happened. Ours lacked when we got hit with 9/11. Invasion, gentlemen, and if it does happen, who gets involved? I'm going to go with Mr. B.
If it happens here?
I'm going to go with Mr. Donald.
Either way it goes down, if you go into Lebanon and you go after Hamas, you just invited Iran to say, we're going to war. So that's that.
You think so?
And so
would you still do it?
You think Iran's looking for a fight with us?
No, Iran's not looking for a fight with us. They're looking to show. I read an article earlier. He's been doing this game for years, for decades. They've been playing these proxy wars for 50 years. He just wants respect, and he wants to do this thing and there. Once we flex our might, he backs down. But that's what I'm saying is, Hold on, let me put this in here. I just your tactic and your big carrier group and all that. That's nice. That's great. And I'm glad you showed some force, but what are you gonna do when that carrier group leaves? I'm serious. What are you gonna do? Because now they know this has been the routine for the last 50 years. Let's flex up on the Americans, and then fucking A, when they get really pissy, we'll back off. You know what I'm saying? That's been the MO.
But it
At some
needs,
point, somebody got to get tired of that shit.
but like Mr. B says, it needs to come to an end.
I ran yeah, that's what I'm saying is that's where my thing is you need to get the influence and get the hell out. And you need to let it fall where it's going to fall. Because let's be honest, the people of Lebanon have done nothing to do, why do they need to go through this too? They haven't been fucking with people. It's a select few of idiots. So my whole thing is at this point, just like the idiots in Congress that say they want to go attack Mexico and shit. No, that's you just inviting war and everything else. Maybe you go talk to some of them mercenary fuckers. Go get some of them spec op guys, some of them Mossad guys, all them people that's what they do. They go kill. Okay, dude, this is who we want done. If you get caught, you're on your own. We're not gonna fucking affiliate with you at all. But if you can get it done, we'll get you some good money.
Operator,
I'm serious.
OPSEC.
Get that Navy general, get them teams from SEAL teams and all them old dudes that they still got, all that piss and vinegar in them. They want to go fight. Well, hey, go fight. We're going to do some serious black ops. And we just go ahead and, take care of it that way. Because once it's done in Iran, and then you put your pogies in there and you start figuring out who's willing to do more business and be more of a, how do you say, a smart business partner, a consistent business partner, so we can do economy if we need to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. B, you've been quiet for a bit.
I'm just kind of wondering, we have all of these capabilities and so forth. Why hasn't any of these special ops, this, that, or whatever else, just gone in and greased the heads of these things, the heads of Iran, the heads of this Hezbollah, Totes Bahor, and Tuts Bahar, or whatever else is? Why aren't these people just going out and being greased and be done with it?
You have to have a reason to go to war, Mr. B. We just can't be the police of the world and go kill people, because then we're no different than the dictators and authoritarians that we're talking shit about.
Exactly.
So it's okay now, and I'm saying this to the group and to the viewers. It's okay now that United States is a police state when it comes to Israel.
We're not the world's police.
I'm not talking about.
No. We're always talking about why is this country the police, the cop. But we're cool with it now when it comes to Israel.
No, I didn't say I was cool with it.
I'm not
I never
saying
said
you.
that.
I never said you either. Damn, fool, you ready to fight. Look at them eyes. You ready to fuck me up, darling.
Just get the damn shit done and get it over with, and then we can come back here and be the isolation itself that we've always wanted to be.
Well, as we can see, ladies and gentlemen, on the screen, this is live footage from Israel. And with that being said, excuse me.
Does anybody know time difference right now with Israel?
That's not live, because right now it's 2:30 in the morning over there.
Yeah.
Our clock is off for some reason.
Yeah.
It might be a server issue.
They are 6 hours ahead.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's just some light coming off where the camera feed's going, probably.
Technical difference.
To make it illuminate.
Yeah, no.
They just,
illuminate
stuff so you can see.
It says we've been on air for 2 hours and 30 minutes. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more of the way we see it right here on the FFN Network. Stick around. We got a last half hour to go.
the last bus on foot to get home. I miss the town, rowdy and clever, all at once undercover, blowing kisses to the shop windows as we go. We stayed out playing past midnight.
But that was years ago.
Now something just ain't right.
Better take it slow.
I see the view stretching before us, cathedral bells and a chorus, morning larks singing out to the dawn. I miss me and you, boy, with style, on our bikes, single file, day drinking at a cafe in Cologne. We stayed out playing past midnight.
But that was years ago.
Now something just ain't right.
Better take it slow.
Are we getting old? Am I getting over? Gotta catch my breath before we go. We stayed out playing past midnight.
But that was years ago.
Now something just ain't right.
Better take it slow.
We stayed out playing past
That was
midnight.
years ago.
Now something just ain't right.
Better take it slow.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging around for the last half hour of The Way We See It right here on the FFN Network. Um, I knew this Israel war was going to take it all up, and I'm fine with that because uh, I don't know. It just for me, it's like me leaving the house in the morning to go take the wife to work or whatever and stuff. And I don't have to worry about like missiles coming. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's fucking madness to me. War is madness. And I agree with Donnie. I agree with D. I agree with Mr. B. I mean, in order for this to stop, you got to go and cut the head off the snake. Then it stops.
I just want to read two comments for Crispy Farco. He's been with us all night. And first one, I'll go right to the meat ones. Like Donald says, they're not playing by the rules. And for us to fight them, we have to break some rules. Yep. And then his last one is the only reason we won against the English is because we used guerrilla warfare. Even with Nam, our troops were shooting up H, that's happiness, and doing other drugs to get their minds right. Eh,
Well, let me read. Right down the way after that, any reason?
Hey,
Go ahead, Donnie.
The English. Well, when it came to fighting, yes, we created the militia. We created the militia. That's right. We had to fight that way in order to win the war. I mean, they had fucking stupid rules. You know what I mean? Oh, you're not supposed to shoot their lieutenants. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to take the boss out of the equation because the rest of the mice will just running around in a fucking circle. You know what I mean? So yeah, militia. Exactly. But I agree, gentlemen. Again, got to cut the head off the snake. Donnie.
I just wanted to talk about your thing that you say you can't fathom war, but understand where those that live in that area, whether they're soldiers, whether they're civilians, whatever, just the people that live in the area, understand this and under rockets going off over there. That's like tying the shoes. That's every day. It's when something happens to you on a regular basis, it just becomes a part of your life and you don't even think about it.
Understand.
So
Yeah,
that's
definitely understand. But do
Can we
you
get
think
into
that they should live
the
like that?
sphere of this discussion, please?
what's that?
It's something that we need to discuss here, gentlemen, that we haven't even broached yet, or even thought
What's
of.
that? What's that? Damn it. Let me get out
The
that.
fall going on over with our own Senate, our Congress,
What?
Speaker of the freaking House. Talk about cutting off the head. They can't do a damn thing. They can't vote on the emergency monies or anything else. Why? Because they haven't got that thing settled.
Wait a minute. So
Right.
we're worried about Congress coming back so we can aid another country and send them more billions of dollars in aid when we're fucking sending billions of
We
dollars of
can't do
aid to
anything about
Ukraine.
anything.
Okay, Ukraine.
Right.
Okay, and
You,
Right.
80%
I can
of
answer this.
America is working fucking paycheck to paycheck. Go
Well,
ahead. Who wants
no,
to answer?
I will real quick. Old man Biden, he's got monies at his reserve where he doesn't need nobody saying yes or no. And second, if it goes long run, where we're supporting him for a long while, it'll have to go through Congress.
Yes. But I agree with Mr. B though. Without no speaker, Congress can't do their job. So first things first. After now, the weekend's over, I guess, because I'm a little upset that they went over on the fucking weekend. But they can't do their job if they don't have a speaker. It's just part of the rules.
It may
So yeah,
vote.
I want them to get back in. I want them to get back into the house and do their job. But they're going to give out the aid whether we want to or not. You know, man, we can bitch about it all day. They're going to find money. They're going to give it away.
Apologize for that.
So
Okay.
it is what it is. But
You apologize
we,
for,
And,
Mr. B.
and on top of that, the 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 mushmelon head that we have for a president,
Oh, come on. I
who
mean,
had sat around for how many days now this has been going on, and he's sat around somewhere in a bunker or a basement or an ice cream store or whatever, and taking this long to come out and blather on about stupid things, saying that he had meetings with uh, Golda Meir and so forth, which still I am unable to find any evidence of whatsoever. Doesn't mean it didn't
yeah.
happen. It's just I can't find any information about that at all that supports that he actually ever met Golda Meir.
try searching it on DuckDuckGo.
Yeah, but does it matter if he met him or not? What matters now is what are we going to do in the future that we're going to take care of ourselves or we're going to do something to get out of the fucking shit we're in.
What matters?
You can't fight by proxy wars.
Out of his mouth.
We all know that by now. We got to get past that. We all know 90% of the shit that comes out that man's mouth is probably a lie. You got to get past that and stop worrying about it and figure out how you're going to progress in the future.
How are we?
We're going to vote for somebody else? We're going to do something else?
How are we going to expect our military, if they wind up in the middle of this crap, to not get sold down the road, or thrown into some crazy ass situation at the hands of this blathering, lying idiot?
Oh, you can't. You can't. there's no way you can deny or think they're going to throw some troops out there maybe. And the only thing that matters, I tell you, when the bullets fly and the pucker factor's high, you either pull the trigger or you don't. You die or you live. It's that simple. So we're worried about U.S. troops. Yes, they don't need to be over there. But when the shit starts flying, bullets start flying, you figure out who the fuck you want to be. What side of the fence you want to be on real quick, all right?
Yes, sir.
So let's know that. But and I want to say something about Patriot we talked about earlier and make sure, Blaze, you always talk about listeners. Patriot missiles are not an offensive missile system. They're a defensive missile system. They don't hit shit.
Exactly.
They get close and they scatter like a shotgun. So, Patriots are just for defensive measures only. That's it.
That's what I think that's what I think that we sent over ASAP with those weapons, because they shot over so many rockets that the Iron Dome was weakening because they were running out of missiles.
What about that R2D2 looking thing that shoots the spent uranium pellets?
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Phalanx?
I think that's what it's called.
Yes, it's usually on an aircraft carrier. They'll have one on the side for air defense and stuff. It goes like,
Right.
Yeah, they got those on the side of ships. Yep.
Yep. And then they got them on trailers too. They picked up the idea from the Iron Dome concept, basically. You remember that, don't you, Mr. Borgstadt? When they put that phalanx on a trailer, they called it C-RAM. Was it C-RAM?
Yes.
Yes.
Something like that. Yeah, I can't remember exactly.
I had a warrant officer. You remember that warrant officer? Old drunky drunk. The redhead one. I used to work with you. What was his name? Sorry.
Oh, I can't remember for nothing. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because the other warrant was a short little dude, Story or whatever the hell his name, bald little dude.
Yeah.
And then that little knucklehead was coming in to replace him.
Yes, sir. All right, Blaze, we're sorry. We just had a couple of Vietnam stories back in the trail.
That's okay. Keep going, man.
Demon. So we keep talking about this whole situation, but I just wish that would hope that they would come out and give us better information, because I just get really upset. It's just tiring to listen to the same old bullshit. We know you're just trying to divert the conversation. And two, the reporters, start asking some real questions that get you answers like, hey, how long do you plan on being in there? Are y'all making plans to maybe attack Iran from multiple fronts if we have to? I mean,
Yeah, true.
You're not going to get it, Donnie. I think this administration, but seriously, this Biden administration, they were not. They were the least transparent. If it was raining outside, he would tell them it's sunny. It's sunny and 75 degrees. They've hit a lot of shit, and look. I mean, it was his old son that brought a lot of this shit on him. But I don't ever want to go there. The point I wanted to make, though, real quick, is that I was fluctuating today on Fox and CNN, and they're all down in this Hamas group and Hezbollah group at the same level. I think tomorrow the storyline will be changed. Like, okay, Israel, you killed enough of Palestine or Hamas. Let's go to a ceasefire. You'll see it tomorrow.
You know what? There was a video I posted in the thing.
That's sort of like what Donnie said just a little while ago.
Maybe I didn't catch it. Go ahead, Donnie.
No, I was saying that there's a video of Representative Cotton. He's from Arkansas. He was saying the exact same thing you were saying, Demas. He's saying we need the administration to ignore when everybody in 2 weeks starts talking about their ceasefire stuff and everything else. And he was actually one guy that was pressing we need to go in and finish this and make sure it doesn't happen again, or we need to go into something where we get solid peace talks, because everything else that's happened up to this point is not working. And he also mentioned the fact in his video that they can't do shit because they got to get back to work. So they got a lot of things to figure out in a short period of time. So some bullshit's going to pass, You know what I mean?
Yes.
But he was saying the same thing. We got to ignore that, and we got to get a little further.
I just want to make one slight correction for the listeners and the viewing audience. The gentleman you're talking about is a senator, and his name is Tom Cotton. I
Yes, I'm
did,
sorry.
yeah, and he represents the great people of Arkansas. And 8 years Army armor guy. I think he got out. He did the 8 years and got out, man.
He did his commitment. He left.
Yes, sir.
That's the point at which you make a decision.
Yep.
You stay or you go.
Yep. Yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah, exactly. And look, he said he went. He's doing all right for himself. He's probably not a multi-millionaire yet, but he will be. Can I get a yeehaw?
I don't know.
Ladies
No,
and gentlemen, the video that is being shown is
Donnie,
Patriot.
Donnie, walk him through this. Go ahead, tell him what.
I can't walk you through that shit.
Oh, come on.
I can't walk you because I can't see it. I'm not in any kind of condition to be seeing something on the screen that small.
You got Chinese eyes.
Yeah,
Can you see
that's
now?
just a live fire.
Hey,
that looks like a live fire.
That was the big 5 back.
4. That's your big 4. That's just a launching station.
Yes.
That's your radar and your AMG. Was it AMG? Antenna master?
Yes.
AMG.
This one?
Yeah, that's where they go in there. That's where I used to make fun of them, and I'd say, go play duck hunt.
And
that's your EPP.
Electrical power plant. They could light up a block.
Yeah, that's your system. I mean, it's all got to cling together. All that stuff. Yeah, there's a video of how it works. It's supposed to work and all that good stuff. But I think we're just worried about something that system is not the greatest for urban, and that's the fight they're going to have. It's going to turn into an urban fight. They already know that. That's small arms.
Without a doubt.
Hand to hand.
Yeah, drones. Drones are going to play a role.
Yeah, drones. Yes.
You know, and you know what's fucked up? It's not. Well, look at the link. Iran's been feeding Putin them drones to that factory. Now he's going to be having to use them to Hamas. This is sad.
Yeah, it's all going to go down. That's what I say. How far is this? I mean, how far are we willing to go with Israel? I mean, I would think those talks are going on right now. How far are we going to take this?
Hey, I just want to make one comment, and I think the listeners would like this fact, and it's with the Patriot system, the radar. So Fort Bliss is close to the El Paso International Airport, and if them guys are pointing at the airport and fucking radiating, sending a signal out, it'll throw off fucking El Paso Airport, and people heads will start rolling. Check a hold, Donnie.
Oh yeah. Oh, Jack, you can't walk in front of that thing when it's radiating. Yep. You'll kill yourself.
Yep. You get your
They'll
balls.
Fuck you up.
You get your balls fried.
A whole lot more fried than that, man. It's a good system. Don't get me wrong, but
it's a good feeling.
Yeah. But
remind me to tell you a story about that sometime, boys.
No, thank you. I don't need to know if you got your balls fried. It's all right.
Hey, Blaze,
I hope it does.
Before you shut me off for the rest of the night, my heart goes out to both the Palestinian and the Israeli people. It's sad what's going on.
All sucks, man.
We know all the evil that's around us. I hope we can finish this in our lifetime. Thank you for the listeners and viewers, and thank you. We're getting a little better. That's all I have. I wanted to say that, Blaze, before you punched me out, bud.
Oh, good. So do you think this is over in a couple of days?
That was the question. That was the question I wanted to pose to you guys. Is Mr. B? How long does this say in the news cycle?
My guess, we're looking at 10 weeks.
Yeah, I wanted to say a couple of months, 2 or 3. Yep. There is one thing I know. Well, don't know, but I think I witnessed it working with the Israeli Defense Force maintenance personnel and engineers that worked for Raphael when I was a civilian. They definitely have that look of determination in their eye. You know, you could tell. I wouldn't say it was a cult or anything. What am I looking for?
I had no idea.
I do. The look in her eye is a group of people that have been defeated but won't be defeated again. That's that look I saw in her eye. Anybody care to add?
Hmm.
Couple of poker chips now?
Mr. B.
Knowing the Israeli people that I know and I have known and I've dealt with, I've never known any one of them, not a one, to turn around and say and kowtow and back down. There's a very, very good friend of mine who unfortunately passed on a few years ago from cancer, and I miss him terribly. He was a very, very good man. But you never, never made the mistake of thinking you would be able to get the better of him because it just wouldn't happen. He would come back and back and back, no matter how hard you beat at him, and he wouldn't stop until it was over and he was standing and you weren't. And that speaks a lot of every other Israeli person that I've ever known.
Well, may the Lord bless him. Donnie, you're a little quiet.
Well, I just listening, but we talk about, Israeli people, this and that, but Lebanese and, you know, Palestinian people, they probably got that same fire that Demas talked about, and they got the same mentality Mr. B talked about. They're not gonna be pushed around. They're not gonna be put down either. That's why I say it's gonna be. I don't know how long it's gonna last. I think it'll stay in the news cycle until something bigger pops up. But
You think this is I'm maybe going
I mean,
I'm maybe going
how,
way left field with this, but do you think this is a distraction for anything?
there's some people out there that think that right now. They think this is just another distraction, like Russia and Ukraine.
Could this be for China invading Taiwan?
That was one option.
I'm going to mention
There was another option about coming to the U.S. and having another 9/11 and
I'm going to mention
shit like
something,
that.
boys. Remember back in the days of Billy Blowjobs when he was having that thing going on with Monica Lewinsky and everything else? And
Yes.
things
Right.
people
My
started
boy.
talking about stuff going on and saying, "Oh no, well they're just wagging the dog, and it turns out somebody wound up blowing up the USS Cole. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It happened in that port down there too. And oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know where.
And
I
now,
just
by the way, what do we have? We have another president who's also compromised. What? Because his son is coming up on all of these charges with all the rest of this stuff.
hey, just I want to make a comment about Crispy Farco in it, and I'm looking at the message board. And his last one, when it came to Israelis, he says, "But most I've met don't like to pay for the work." So I want to jump down. Good statement. That's how you feel. We're an opinion-based show. Opinions are always welcomed. The next one, though, is even with Nam, our troops were shooting up with heroin and doing other drugs. One point missing, and I forgot to make mention. In Afghanistan, it was the capital of hash and poppy, and them Taliban fighters, they were strung out on that shit.
Opium.
I got a lot of war stories that
Called it cotton, didn't he?
yeah, and no, I just wanted to say that, and American soldiers did what they had to do, but they were on the straight, and I don't know, I saw that, and I was like, who else did drugs, hard? And it was the Taliban, because one buddy of mine's an E7 Fister, he went to both theaters of war, and he told me right away with that war look in his eye that he's seen a lot of shit.
Right.
Um, that the Afghanis were fighters and the Iraqis were lesser.
Pussies.
Yeah, I wouldn't say pussies, but they were lower. They were low at the lower level compared to the Taliban. And I didn't ask them at the time, but I'm thinking could have been because they were so whacked out. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Well, yeah, you send the dumb ones, bro. You
Yeah,
get the ones all hopped up on cotton, give them the guns, let them go run out there, get slaughtered while you
it,
advance.
cotton, is that what they call it now?
That's what they called it back in forever. Cotton, right? Back there? They
Yeah,
call it cotton, don't they?
yeah. Donnie, what are you doing?
Wasn't that an army slang for shooting heroin?
I never heard of that. It's all
No.
good. It's all good.
Yeah,
Man,
it's conversation, baby.
man, we got people halfway around the world, man. That
Just don't.
their air raid siren, that is so deafening, man. Mentally, not loud or anything like it. It's just
Oh yeah. Why do you think some dudes have fucking shell shock, man? The
and
constant fucking boom, boom,
but
boom.
that we're just trying to paint a picture of what these people are
Mm,
living in right
yeah,
now. Go ahead,
yeah.
Mr. B. Yeah, man.
All I know is, no matter what we have to say, when I was growing up, I grew up across the street from some people that were Assyrians. I had people next door to me that were Iraqi, and they weren't anything at all like what we're seeing is in the Middle East now. They weren't. They were immigrants from their country.
Because the Muslim faith is truly not hostile.
But I got a question though for
You
Donnie.
know?
I got a question for Donnie. So all these bad players in society, you talk about going after the head. Where does the real head of everything lie with all these bad actors? I you sure it's Iran? Is there another state that's sponsoring this that we're not seeing?
Well, ISIS really doesn't have a state. Um, it's a global network, and
They're
I'm pretty sure Hamas and Hezbollah, they're getting some ISIS money, and they're getting. Well, it's a known fact. Iran, they funded and trained Hezbollah. That's a known fact.
yes.
They've been doing it for years. They've been training and funding. That's why I'm telling you. Watch that show, Ghost of Beirut, it's on Showtime and Amazon Prime. It'll show you how they went from Beirut and they built the damn training center in Iran. Or it lays it out there. They've been doing this for 50 years.
Yeah.
You can't say they didn't. But I think where the head really lies is the capitons. El Capitan, the captains, right? Like you guys got to go down the hierarchy. At some point, you can get rid of these other guys. There's plenty others, but you keep getting rid of the captains and like senior leadership, like NCO wise, like we had. Then people they don't know what to do. They don't know how to act. So you gotta get really down into that. So I'm saying, how far are you willing to go? I think you got to get down into the weeds, and you got to get down and you got to find your cronies or your group of cronies within there that you can rally support around and get them to carry the torch a little bit and try to, you know, get the old regime out. That's how far you got to go. That's why I say I don't know if the U.S. should go that far. Maybe we should just say F it and we leave and y'all figure it out for yourselves.
No, we
Well,
can't do that.
the U.S. had stuck its
Well,
nose into
gentlemen,
Iran years ago.
we don't have time to discuss it now, but
But
we'll
hey,
definitely have time for it next Tuesday on the
all
way
right.
we
Well,
see it.
let me
I'd
let me
like,
say one thing, Blaze. Here's a proposal I have for all the leadership in that, and the drama and everything. Russia, China, everybody go do it old school. Gangster mafia style. You get the top guy, and your top lieutenant, right? Your second in command. We got to find one place they can all go, and you just got to draw it in the beach, in the Gulf or something somewhere. Draw the plan out, come to an agreement, for a little ceasefire, and then that way, if anybody
Blow
gets
'em all
stupid and
up.
kills off the rest, then that not that many people die, and there's people in place to take over again.
yeah, okay, okay. All right. With that being said, I'd like to thank everybody who tuned into tonight's show. Don't forget to check us out next Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. right here on the FFN Network. Check us on FFN Radio Network on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, D-Link, Kicks, you name it, we're there. With that being said, Mr. B will be back. He's just gets kicked every once in a while here. So with that being said, again, peace and love to each and every one of you out there, Mr. D.
I said my piece before. I just wish peace to the people that are going through this shit right now. That's all.
Donald.
I gotta say, just think positive, do positive. No matter what, we got to think about the future and how we're going to survive. I think at this point. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Good night, everybody. And we'll say good night from Mr. B. Catch you next Tuesday. Don't forget to watch the Mr. B show tomorrow from 8 to 9 p.m. and the Miss Tammy and Blazeman show from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on the FFN Network. Mr. B, say good night.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for seeing.
Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?